Hey guys, so today we are replacing the spark plugs and ignition coils on the 2013 Lexus IS250 with a 2.5-liter V6 engine. Make sure the engine is completely cool. Remove the engine cover and disconnect the negative battery terminal. Tools needed to complete this job are a 10mm socket, 12mm socket, 14mm spark plug socket, a 3/8 ratchet, extensions, flathead screwdriver, needle nose pliers, dielectric grease, sharp towel, stock wrench recommended. So we are starting with the passenger side with bank 1, 3, and 5. First thing we need to do is clear out this area for access. Go ahead and loosen the clamp on the air intake duct at the throttle body. Disconnect any attached breather hoses or small lines connected to the intake tube. Once everything is free, pull the intake duct out and set it aside. Now with that out of the way, you should have clear access to all 3 ignition coils on this side. Before going any further, take a second to check this area. Make sure there are no dirt or debris around the spark plug tube. Anything that falls in there can cause problems once the plugs are out. Each coil is held in place by a 10mm bolt. Start by disconnecting the electrical connector. Press the tab, then pull it straight out. Don't force it. Next, take your 10mm socket and remove the bolt securing the coil. Now grab the coil and twist it slightly to break the seal. Then pull straight up. Once the coil is out, set it aside. Now you have access to the spark plug down inside the tube. Before removing the spark plug, take a second, make sure the hole is clean. Now you take your 14mm spark plug socket with an extension, lower it straight down into the tube until it sits on the spark plug. Break the spark plug loose slowly. Once it's loose, continue backing it out carefully, then straight out, and that's the spark plug removed from the cylinder. Repeat the same process for the remaining of the cylinders. Before moving on to the next cylinder, it is a good idea to protect the open spark plug tube. Go ahead and place a clean shop towel or paper towel loosely over the opening. This helps prevent any debris or dirt from falling into the cylinder while you are working on the other. Make sure you are not stuffing anything inside, just covering the opening is enough. Before installing the new parts, let's take a quick look at what we are working with. These are iridium spark plugs which are designed for long service life and consistent performance. They come pre-gapped from the factory, so there is no need to adjust the gap. Also, these spark plugs are coated, so we are installing them dry, no anti-seize needed. The ignition coils sit directly on top of each plug. Their job is to take low voltage from the battery and convert it into high voltage needed to fire the spark plug. Over time, coils can weaken or fail, which can lead to misfire, rough idle, or performance issues. Before installing, take a second to compare the old parts to the new parts. Make sure the spark plugs match the length and the thread size, and that the coils are identical in design and connector type. Now for the preparation. Take a small amount of dielectric grease and apply it inside the ignition coil boot. This helps with insulation, prevents moisture intrusion, and makes future removal easy. Also, make sure the spark plug tube is clean and clear before installing the new spark plug. Any debris left inside can cause engine damage. Once everything checks out, we are ready to move into installation. Now we start with cylinder 1. Take the spark plug and lower it into the tube using the spark plug socket. Thread it in by hand first. Turn it slowly and make sure it goes in smoothly. If you feel resistance early, back it out, try again. This prevents cross-threading. Once the plug is fully seated by hand, tighten it down. If you have a torque wrench, torque it to 15 foot-pounds. If not, tighten it snug just until the washer seats. Then give it a slight additional turn. Do not over-tighten. Now take the ignition coil, slide it down until it fully sits over the spark plug. Reinstall the 10mm bolt and tighten it down. Reconnect the electrical connector until it clicks. Now repeat the same process for the remaining cylinders on this side, 3 and 5. Once all 3 are installed, take a moment to double check everything. Make sure each coil is fully seated. Bolts are tightened. All connectors are secure. At this point, the passenger side is complete. Next, we move over to the driver side where we will need to remove the upper intake manifold to access cylinders 2, 4, and 6. As I'm removing the upper intake manifold bolts, Lexus uses internal hex bolts, also known as Allen bolts. The correct size here is a 5mm Allen socket. Now, I was able to get most of them out without an issue, but the last bolt towards the back of the firewall ended up giving me a problem. The head didn't strip completely, it rounded out, which means the Allen socket could no longer grip it properly. At that point, I tried a few options, tapping it in, trying to extract it, but nothing worked. And this is something you want to be careful with, especially on these aluminum components, because you don't want to damage the surrounding area. So instead of forcing it and risking more damage, I made a call to ensure another upper intake manifold. I went to a pool yard, grabbed the replacement, and then came back and removed the stock one by breaking the manifold and using locking pliers to back the bolt out. Quick tips: when dealing with Allen bolts like this, always make sure you are using the correct size, 5mm in this case. The socket is fully seated and apply steady controlled pressure. That helps prevent rounding the bolt head. Idea. Right, I've tried everything, can't get it to come off. So at this point, I'm deciding to just, either break it or, cut it, do some, maybe, heat up a screwdriver, melt that plastic around it and try and pull it out, because that thing, I don't know how else. I'm trying to drill it out. It's not even working out pretty good. I got all kind of extractors that I'm trying to use, drill bits. The tip is getting burned out. So at this point, yeah, that's what we're about to do. We're about to force it out. I'm not asking no more now. I'm telling it to come out. All right, and just like that, it's out. Sometimes that's all. You just have to make an executive decision and take action. So broke it, and this is how it broke off. Broke off pretty clean. I didn't even have to. Just try to lift it up a little bit, and then it broke. Until it's already been through enough stress. So that's the good one, and I'm gonna put that one on. Yeah, so now I can put a channel lock, vice grip or something on this motherfucker.
Got it off.
Get it off.
How easy was it to get up?
Yeah, how to put this channel locks on it too. Now that we've got the upper intake manifold removed, we finally have access to the driver's side bank 2, which is cylinders 2, 4, and 6. Before jumping in, take a second to look around the area. Got an open intake port here, so this is critical. Be sure nothing falls inside. If needed, place a clean shop towel over the intake openings while working. Now you can see the ignition coils clearly. Just like before, each coil is held down by a 10mm bolt. Start by disconnecting the electrical connector. Press the tab and pull it straight back. Remove the 10mm bolt and set it aside. Then twist the coil slightly and pull it straight out. Now, before removing the spark plug, take a second and check the tube. Make sure there's no debris inside. Take your spark plug socket with the extension, lower it straight down, set it on the plug. Break it loose slowly, then back it out and remove it. Just like on the passenger side, once the plug is out, you can loosely cover the opening with a clean towel to keep debris out while you move to the next cylinder. Repeat the process for the remaining cylinders, 4 and 6. At this point, all spark plugs on the driver's side are removed and we are ready to prep and install the new ones. I've already put 2 in there. This is the last one. And always start it by hand because it's less risk of stripping anything. Once it's tight, you can put your ratchet on it. Never use a drill. Never.
Oh, yeah.
Never use a drill, impact wrench, nothing. Now take the ignition coil, apply a small amount of dielectric grease if you haven't already inside the boot. Slide the coil down until it fully sits over the spark plug. Reinstall 10mm bolt and tighten it down. Reconnect the electrical connector until it clicks. Repeat this process for cylinders 4 and 6. Once all are installed, double check everything. Make sure all the coils are seated properly, bolts are tight, and connectors are fully locked in. Now we move into reassembly of the intake system. Carefully reinstall the upper intake manifold. Make sure the gasket is properly aligned and seated before setting it down. Start all bolts by hand first. Tighten them down evenly, working across the manifold to ensure proper seal. Reconnect all vacuum lines, evap hoses, and electrical connectors that were removed earlier. Take your time here. This is where missed connections can cause issues. Reinstall the intake tubing and secure all clamps. At this point, everything is back in place. Reconnect the battery, then start the engine. Let it idle and listen carefully. You are looking for a smooth idle, no misfires, no check engine light. Everything sounds good. The job is complete. Good job. Hopefully this video was useful to you. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more.